Hi YouTubers, it's George. We're in the workshop or garage, and the old fridge is sitting up here, and there's quite a lot of space above the fridge in the new fridge in the motorhome. And Jane said, well, it's a shame just to box it in. Could I make a drawer that goes above it but doesn't interfere with the compressor area or the heat or anything like that, and we could keep maps and bits and pieces in it. So I've put this together using ply, and it needs to be strong but lightweight. I don't like adding extra weight to the motorhome, so I've made it, put some blocks in the corner to reinforce it, and there is screws in it, and this is the front. I'm going to make some knobs for it, and just going to take the clamps off and have a look at it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to varnish it. And I haven't measured it in the van yet. I've took the dimensions, measured it 3 times and made it wrong actually. This is underneath the drawer. Just sanded it. This is on top. Not too bad. There's 3 screws in each. 4 in that back, and the other side 3 screws. Double ply at the front with a lip, and then reinforcing corners. So I'm going to varnish it with yacht varnish. First coat of varnish, yacht varnish. That will be dried overnight, and then give it second coat or even 3 coats. And not sure if it will fit the van. I've not measured it yet, but the only thing I think I need trimming is probably these ends, and possibly the depth of it, which I can do, you know, with a jigsaw or one of these trimming tools I've got. There's a bit of wood in it there. Let's get rid of that. Pull that out. That's it, get rid of that. You don't know how much you work with chipboard, plywood. You get splinters down the edge and the brush catches them, and it gets into the varnish or whatever you're putting on. Here's a drawer with about 3 coats of varnish to go in the motorhome. Not one of my best jobs. Let's turn it over. That's looking at it from the inside. I've had to shape it here. I don't know if you can see it. Here, lower it down, because that goes under the sink. And I've got some little clips I'm going to use to hold it shut. And then eventually, if I see some nice knobs, I'll fit a couple of new knobs on the front. This will hold like maps and things like that. This is just a block of wood I've varnished. I tend to varnish wood that goes in motorhome because of the moisture, and that's going to hold the diesel heater fuel tank. Although it's never been used for diesel, it's going to be used for drinking water with a separate pump to the main pump. So that'll be used when we're out for the day rather than have the whole big tank filled with 90 litres of water. And I probably will put some water in it. I'm going to bring the motorhome back to the bungalow, and I'm going to fit this and change the fuse from a 13 to a 7.5 amp. People should put a 10 in, but I'm going to put 7.5 because I think it only draws 5. What else is there? I'm going to put the solar panel in the car to help keep the battery charged if we do go away anywhere. I've been using it in the garage to keep the batteries charged up, but it really belongs in the car, so it's going back in the car. This is the diesel tank I'm using for drinking water. I made a insulated sort of jacket for it, one to stop it rattling around in the van, and to keep the sun off it, because the back of the van gets very warm. This is the pickup pipe for the water, drinking water. It's copper, goes in there, and I've got a separate little battery powered pump I can use for that, bring the water up. Say, when we're out for a day, we don't want to have, especially in the winter, we don't want to have water in the main water tank under the van because it would threat of freezing. So what we tend to do is to use a container like this. We can take in the house, keep it in the house with drinking water in, and then just put it in the van when we go out for the day in the motorhome. That way we haven't got to bother with the main water tank and pipes freezing. And rather than use a camping water container, and this will fit down the side of the fridge, I thought I'd reuse the space rather than waste space, you know, because this is my house, but obviously you waste space, you know, and space is very important in a small motorhome. And this is like a bubble wrap, coated both sides. There's some extra bits in here I shall use just for packing it in so it's a tight fit. The block of wood here, this is the wedge to stop it sliding out, and I'll show you all this when I get the van and give you an idea of what I'm doing. Okay, here's the new drawer going in. It's a bit tight and a bit awkward because it's needs a bit of adjusting still, but you can see where it is. This is a water container which has a step now so it don't slide out, and the drawer is quite deep to put stuff in. It's catching here slightly on the thing. I shall file that off and so it fits better. This is a 230 volt fused switch, 13 amp, but it can be used on 12 volt, so that is the main isolation switch for the fridge. So here we have the drawer, the new fridge, and around here, sorry the sun's coming in, we've got the water bottle, we've got a little pump here which runs from this water tank here, and this is rechargeable, so that works. The drawer's got these little clips on here which keeps it shut. Yeah, it's coming on quite nicely. Need to put some water in the main tank. So what are you saying about the ventilation of the fridge? Well, you've got all this here is ventilation above from the fridge. You've got all this along the bottom, ventilation of the fridge. You've also got gaps down back of the water where the water container is for ventilation. And what I've done, I've put this silver stuff around the water container, and I've also lined it in here because this back section of the van gets the sun on it like it is now. It can be a bit blinding, and yeah, that's gone in quite well, so I'm quite pleased with that. But we'll have to go away for a few days to test it. Well, I've just filled up my car with diesel, and it was £1.58 a litre, so that was £52.90 to fill up my car. The motorhome, £1.58 per litre, £73.44. That's in fuel. Ah!